Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome back, learners. The video is for the subject of Geography for the course of Bachelor's in Arts with Geography or Bachelor's in Arts with Honours in Geography. The video is for the paper of Climatology. We have already discussed two topics of Module 4, Humidity and Precipitation. Today we will be starting with Lecture 3 of Module 4, which is Clouds, their classification and characteristics. The video is being recorded by Dr. Pallavi Upreti. The course coordinator and presenter for the video is Dr. Pallavi Upreti, affiliated to Department of Geography, Doon University. The academic expert and reviewer for the video is Professor Santosh Verma, Head of the Department, Department of Geography, SDM Government Degree College, Doiwala, Dehradun, affiliated to Shri Dev Suman, Uttarakhand University. The video is produced and presented under the project name DTH Swayamprabha Channels of MHRD, New Delhi, India. Hello learners, I am Dr. Pallavi Upreti, Assistant Professor in the Department of Geography in Dr. Nityanand Himalayan Research and Study Center, Doon University, Dehradun. We are studying Module 4 of the Climatology series, which is related to humidity, atmospheric stability, instability, and precipitation. And this particular lecture is Lecture 3 of Module 4, wherein we will be discussing clouds, their classification, and their characteristics. So let's begin. The main objective of this particular video is to understand what are clouds, how they are formed, what are the different mechanisms in the formation of clouds, and then we will be discussing what are the different types of cloud, how the clouds are classified, and different characteristics associated with different types of clouds. And finally, we'll be understanding how the cloud cover is measured. What are the different concepts in measuring the cloud cover? So let's begin. In very simple words, what are clouds? Clouds are defined as aggregation or accumulation of innumerable tiny water droplets. They can be ice particles, they can be water droplets, or mixture of both in the air, generally suspended above the ground surface. They are visible collection of particles of water or ice suspended in air, usually at an elevation above the Earth's surface. So these particular tiny water droplets of which clouds are made of are of specific radius because they have to be of specific radius to remain suspended in air. So generally they are made up of very tiny water droplets of radius 0.01 mm or less, which remain suspended in air because of the very fine microscopic presence of water droplets in clouds. They remain suspended in air. Meteorologically, clouds are considered significant because all forms of precipitations occur from them. So once the cloud formation takes place, it is only after that that different forms of precipitation, whether it is in form of rain or snow or hail or anything, any sort of precipitation is only possible after the formation of clouds. Although it is also true that all the clouds do not yield precipitation, but no precipitation is possible without the clouds also. So when a cloud becomes full of liquid water and it is not able to hold that water, it falls from the sky as rain or snow, also known as precipitation. So whether the precipitation is in the form of rain or snow, it is only possible after the formation of clouds. So clouds are very important part of the whole water cycle which exists on a planet and which redistributes the moisture and water onto different parts of our planet. Clouds play also a very major role in maintaining the heat budget of our Earth. How? because they reflect or absorb or diffuse some part of incoming shortwave solar radiation and also absorbs major part of outgoing long-wave terrestrial radiation and then re-radiates it back to the Earth's surface, hence playing a very significant role in maintaining the heat budget of our planet. Clouds are also the key elements of the water cycle as we have discussed, since they are the transporters that moves the water from one place on earth to another, contributing to vivid climatic conditions. Since clouds are one of the part where the water vapor from our earth rises up and condenses in the atmosphere, so they becomes integral in completing this water cycle, which redistributes the amount of water which is present on our earth and which is very, very important for the sustenance of life on earth. Clouds are formed due to the condensation of water vapor. As we all know that the water on our planet exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gaseous. And water vapor represents the gaseous state of water, and these water vapor represents also the 2% of the total composition of the atmosphere. But this percentage varies both spatially and temporally, as it ranges from 0 to 5% depending upon where we are located on Earth's surface. And nearly 50% of all the total atmospheric water vapor is concentrated in the lower layers of the atmosphere up to the height of 2 kilometers or 2000 meters. So it is also evident to note that most of the clouds are formed in the lower layers of the atmosphere, primarily troposphere. As you move up in the atmosphere, after you cross a certain height in the atmosphere, the density of clouds also reduces with increasing height. As part of water cycle, when the water is evaporated, the liquid water is turned into gaseous state when it evaporates, and it is converted into water vapors. After reaching certain heights in the atmosphere, this particular water vapor cool downs, and the process of conversion of vapor into liquid water is called as condensation. So it is apparent that evaporation and condensation are opposite processes, wherein the former involves conversion of liquid into gaseous form, while the later refers to the conversion of water vapor into liquid or solid forms. So clouds are the manifestation of condensation of water vapor, but the condensation of water vapor requires a specific base where they come and they condense. So it is called as hygroscopic nuclei. We have already discussed what hygroscopic nuclei is. So this hygroscopic nuclei attract the water vapors and it leads to their condensation. Generally, this condensation is mainly because of adiabatic cooling of air parcel. We have already discussed this. And as the air rises through the atmosphere, it cools down. When it reaches its dew point, it is ready to form a cloud, but only when it can find a condensation nuclei, which can be microscopic particles like air, dust, salt, etc., or smoke, which are present in the atmosphere. And once they find proper base in form of condensation nuclei, this water vapor which is present in the atmosphere, which is specifically cooled out, it condenses and it leads to the formation of clouds. So a cloud is a droplet which is born when a water vapor molecule lands on these tiny non-gaseous surfaces and condenses. So when water vapor condenses on these hygroscopic nuclei which are present in the air, it leads to the formation of the cloud. And as cloud droplets gather together in massive numbers, they become visible in form of white, thick, woolly type of formations which are present in the atmosphere, which are mainly called as clouds. There are wide range of variation in clouds in terms of their height, shape, color, transmission or reflection of light, and even accompanying weather condition. So based on these wide range of factors, which includes their height, shape, color, accompanying weather conditions, the clouds are divided into four families in the troposphere. So why we are saying in the troposphere? Because most of the clouds are formed in the troposphere. So in the troposphere, if we consider all these factors, the clouds are generally classified into four families. The first one is high clouds, which are generally seen between 6 to 12 kilometers of height above the surface of Earth, and they are mainly cirrus clouds. So don't get bothered with the names right now, because we will be discussing each and every cloud section by section in the slides. So just take the name here first. Then we have the middle clouds. Middle clouds generally extend from 3 to 6 kilometers of height above the surface of Earth, and they are mainly alto clouds. Third, we have low clouds, which extend from 0 to 2.5 to 3 kilometers above the surface of Earth. And fourth type of cloud, or fourth family of cloud, is clouds of vertical development, and they generally extend from 0 to, sometimes they can extend to 8 to 10 kilometers in the atmosphere. So they have huge vertical development. They can start as low clouds and vertically extend to even the height of middle clouds, and sometimes even high clouds also. So they look like towers of clouds extending to very, very high vertical dimensions also. And they are mainly cumulus or cumulonimbus type of clouds. So just don't get bothered by the names right now. We will be discussing each category separately, so you will be easily able to understand them later on. This picture will help you better understand what are the different types of cloud, and will just give you a visual kind of reference to what we are going to study as high level clouds, middle level clouds, and low level clouds. So we will be discussing them one by one also, but just to give you a glimpse of what all and how these types of clouds are spread in the atmosphere, we will just quickly look at this picture. High clouds. Okay, there are different types of clouds. We have high clouds, which extends above 6 kilometers in the atmosphere. And then we have middle clouds, which are found somewhere between 2 to 6 kilometers above the surface of Earth. And then we have low clouds, which are found near to the surface of Earth, extending from 0 to 3 kilometers in the atmosphere. And then the fourth type of cloud, as you can see, are the clouds of vertical development. They have extensive vertical development, as you can see that they are extending up till the tropopause. So these are the different types of clouds. Now let's discuss them one by one. First one is the high clouds. As you can see in the diagram, the high clouds generally extend from 6 kilometers to 12 kilometers above the surface of Earth. And these clouds are mainly of three types. The first one is cirrus clouds, as you can see in the diagram. The cirrus clouds, which are the high altitude detached clouds having fibrous, wispy, feather-like appearance, and they are very, very silky in their appearance also. They are composed of tiny ice crystals, which are found at the height of 6 to 12 kilometers. Although they are transparent and white in color, but have brilliant colors as sunset and sunrise, and these clouds are mostly indicative of dry weather conditions. So you can see here that the white, feathery, wispy kind of clouds are found in the atmosphere, which are called as cirrus clouds. Second type of clouds, which are high clouds, are called as cirrocumulus clouds. So they are kind of cirrus clouds, but with small globules, or having cirriform layer or patches of small white flakes, which are arranged in distinct groups or wave-like patterns, and they appear like ripples similar to the sand ripples in the desert, and they are not the common types of clouds. So you can see that they are arranged in ripple-like patterns made up of small globules, which are found in the higher atmosphere. Third is the cirrostratus. Again, they are the cirrus types of cloud, but they are arranged in stratas or layers. So these are generally white in color and spread in sky like milk thin sheets. In fact, cirrostratus are so thin They are like white veil of cirrus clouds. They are again made up of so tiny ice crystals which reflect the light of the sun and moon, and thus halos are formed around them. So you can see that these type of clouds are so thin that the halos are formed around them, as you can see in this picture also, and they are so transparent that sun and moon can actually be visible through them. So these are the three types of high clouds which are formed in the atmosphere as part of high clouds, which are cirrus clouds, cirrocumulus clouds, and cirrostratus cloud. You can see in these diagrams also they are like different stratas of thin sheets of clouds which are arranged in the higher atmospheric region in the troposphere. The second types of clouds are the middle clouds, which extend for about 2 to 6 kilometers in the troposphere. These clouds are generally called as alto clouds. So first among the middle clouds are altostratus clouds. These clouds are thin sheets of gray or blue color clouds having fibrous or uniform appearances. When they become thick sheets, the sun and moon are obstructed and they appear as bright spots behind the cloud. They do not form halos around the sun and moon, and they cover the sky partly or totally and are smoothly distributed over the entire sky. They yield widespread continuous precipitation either in form of drizzle or snow. So you can see in this diagram also the altostratus clouds. The second types of clouds are altocumulus clouds. These clouds are characterized by wavy layers of globular forms. They form fairly regular patterns of lines, groups of waves, as you can see in the diagram also. In fact, they are individual masses of clouds which are fitted closely together in geometric patterns. High globular groups of altocumulus are sometimes also called as sheep clouds because they look like pack of woolly sheep compacted together. They appear white or gray in color mostly. Third type of clouds, which are called as nimbostratus clouds. So these types of clouds are mostly located in the lower regions of the middle clouds, as you can see in the diagram also. Okay, so they are somewhere located here in the higher regions of lower clouds or lower regions of the middle clouds. And these types of clouds are also called as rain bearing clouds. Okay, they are low clouds of dark color very close to the ground surface. They are so compacted and thick that there is a complete darkness and there is copious precipitation which is yielded from them. Nimbo is generally meaning thereby rainstorm. So they are associated with rain and snow and sleet and continuous precipitation, but are not accompanied by lightning and thunder or hailstorms. So they yield heavy precipitation but are seldom, very rarely accompanied by lightning and thunderstorms or hailstorms. So as you can see in the diagram also, they are very dark gray in color, and when they appear, we generally say that there is going to be heavy precipitation. So they are associated with heavy rainfall in the region, and they are low dark colored thick clouds. The third type of clouds are low clouds, which generally extends from the surface of Earth to 2.5 to sometimes 3 kilometers also. So they are called as low clouds. They are mostly stratus clouds, and there are again three types of low clouds. First is stratocumulus clouds, which are gray or white colorish clouds, and they are found in rounded patches between the height of 2 to 3 kilometers. They are composed of globular masses or rolls which are generally arranged in lines, waves, or groups. They are generally associated with fair weather condition, but occasional rainfall or snow can also happen from these type of clouds. Then we have stratus clouds, which are dense, low-lying fog-like clouds which are arranged in stratas or patterns, and they may be of dark gray color also, and which are also sometimes close to the ground surface. They are composed of several uniform layers. Okay, we are seeing stratas means several uniform layers. When they yield precipitation on moving up, they are called as nimbostratus. So these stratus clouds, okay, because of their cooling, they may move upward and become nimbostratus and then may yield a lot of precipitation. So when the precipitation is yielded out of stratus cloud, they are called as nimbostratus. And therefore, nimbostratus is sometimes found in the lower regions of the atmosphere and sometimes as part of the middle clouds also. But mostly nimbostratus are middle clouds. Third, we have cumulus clouds. These are dome-shaped clouds which are very dense and widespread. They are white wool packs cloud masses and are associated mostly with the fair weather condition. But sometimes they become thunder clouds also. So these are the three types of low clouds. You have stratocumulus clouds, you have stratus clouds, you have cumulus clouds. So these cumulus clouds, out of them, is generally associated with fair weather, and the stratus clouds on moving high may become nimbostratus and yield precipitation, and stratocumulus clouds also may yield precipitation at times, although they are mostly associated with fair weather. The fourth type of cloud, which is very, very important, and although they mostly start from lower altitudes, they have a very, very huge vertical extent. So it is important to study as a separate family of clouds. So clouds of vertical development, this is the fourth family of clouds. These clouds are mostly cumulonimbus clouds. They are dense, vertically towering clouds, and they are typically made up of condensation of water vapor in the lower atmosphere. So when at times the condensation of water vapor takes place in the lower regions of the atmosphere, it leads to the formation of huge, immensely vertically towering clouds, which are called as cumulonimbus clouds, as you can see in this particular diagram also. So these clouds, they show great vertical development and produces heavy rains and snowstorms or hailstorms accompanied by lightning, thunder, and gusty winds. So, why they are vertically so extended? Because they are carried up by powerful buoyant air currents. Therefore, these types of clouds are mostly found in the tropical regions where there is immense heating of the Earth's surface, convective cells are formed, the temperature of the Earth's surface is very, very high, which leads to sudden upliftment of air, and then it cools down and it leads to the formation of towering vertical clouds, which are called as cumulonimbus clouds. So these clouds produces heavy rains, snow and hailstorms, which are accompanied by lightning, thunder, and gusty winds. They are mostly associated with heavy torrential rainfalls, and they also are accompanied by lightning, thunder, and very high intensity winds also. So these were the main types of clouds which were formed in the troposphere. Troposphere, why I'm saying troposphere? Because mostly the cloud formation takes place in troposphere. But besides the troposphere, we also have clouds which are formed in the upper layers of the atmosphere, say stratosphere or mesosphere. So we will just briefly discuss about those types of clouds also. First one is the noctilucent clouds. These types of clouds are also called as night shining clouds because they are visible at twilight and before sunrise and after sunset also, and they form these beautiful night shining patterns around them. And they are mostly upper atmospheric clouds because they are formed in mesosphere at the height of 76 to 85 kilometers above the surface of Earth. And they are mostly made up of ice crystals. They are typically very, very luminous, blue, silverish, whitish, and they appear as something is shining in night, which is of bluish, silverish tone. They are wispy, fragmented clouds resembling the cirrus clouds and takes the variety of shapes including whirls, waves, bands, streaks, anything which is formed. So mostly they are of the light, weathery, fibrous kind of nature found at the height of 75 to 85 kilometers above the surface of Earth in the mesosphere. So these types of clouds, because they are found in mesosphere, they are the highest clouds which are found in the atmosphere. Okay, in the Earth's atmosphere, noctilucent clouds are the highest clouds. Okay, because they are found at the highest altitudes above the surface of Earth. So which are the highest clouds which are found in our atmosphere? They are noctilucent clouds and formed in mesosphere. Second types of clouds, we have the nacreous clouds. These types of clouds are also called as polar stratospheric clouds because they are formed in stratospheric troposphere, okay, which is the second layer of our atmosphere above the troposphere. They are formed in the stratosphere in the polar regions of our planet, and they are formed when unusually cold temperatures in usually cloudless lower stratosphere forms ice crystals. So because of the sudden formation of ice crystals in the lower parts of the stratosphere leads to the formation of this beautiful clouds which are found in the polar regions in the stratosphere. And these clouds are also called as mother of pearls because of their brilliance, iridescent colors and vivid flashy patterns which can be seen in the polar regions. So we have two types of clouds which are found beyond the troposphere. So troposphere we have four main categories: high clouds, middle clouds, low clouds and clouds of vertical development. These are found in the troposphere. Besides troposphere, we also have other type of clouds which are found in the upper atmosphere, mostly in mesosphere and stratosphere. So in mesosphere, we have noctilucent clouds, and in stratosphere, we have nacreous clouds, which are also called as mother of pearls. And noctilucent clouds are also called as night shining clouds. So these are the another two separate categories beyond troposphere, which are found in our atmosphere. So how these clouds and clouds cover are measured? In meteorology, cloud cover is measured on an 8-point scale which is called as octa, which is a unit of measurement used to describe the amount of cloud cover. And in this 0 to 8 pointer scale, the 0 octa depict that there is clear sky, there is absolutely no clouds in the sky. So you have absolutely clear sky. And 8 octa show the completely overcasted sky or completely covered sky with clouds. So as you can see in this diagram also, so this types of symbols are used. If you have the clear sky, we do not cover this circle. And as the cloud cover increases, so 0, the lowest one shows 0, which is sky, which is completely clear, which does not have any clouds. And as we move up, you can see here that 8 represents the totally covered sky. And somewhere, if you have 4 by 8 octa, if you say, then this is that the sky is half cloudy or half covered. So you keep on shading this particular circle in order to depict the intensity of cloud cover in the sky. Besides this, we also have isonepes. Okay, these are the lines, just like we have isotherms, isobar. Isotherms are lines which join the points of equal temperature. Then you have the isobars which join the places of equal atmospheric pressure. Similarly, we also have isonepes, okay, which is a line on a map connecting points that have the same average percentage of cloudiness or cloud cover. So isonepes are imaginary lines which are drawn on the map to depict the areas which have the same average percentage of cloud cover. So these are called as isonepes. So summarizing the video now, in this particular lecture, we have studied what clouds are. So clouds are basically aggregation of innumerable tiny water droplets, and they are mainly formed because of the uplifting, cooling, condensation of water droplets around the hygroscopic nucleus, which are mostly dust particles, air, and smoke which is present in the atmosphere. And they remain suspended in air till the size of the droplet is small, and once the size becomes big and heavy, due to continuous aggregation and accumulation, the precipitation takes place. And the precipitation from the clouds can be of various forms. It can be snow, it can be rain, it can be in form of hailstorm, it can be in form of the drizzle also. So all these are the different forms of precipitation which takes place or which occur because of the presence of clouds. So clouds are basically divided into various types, specifically in the troposphere. Why? Because we have the maximum presence of water vapor in the troposphere. So you have the maximum density of cloud cover also in the troposphere. So clouds can vary according to their height, shape, overall appearance, and the accompanying weather. So based on all these factors, the clouds in the troposphere can be classified into high clouds, which are formed at the heights of 6 to 12 kilometers, and they are further divided into cirrus clouds, cirrocumulus clouds, and cirrostratus clouds. Similarly, we have Then medium clouds, which are located at the height of 2 to 6 kilometers, and they are mostly of alto names. They are further divided into altostratus, altocumulus, and nimbostratus. And nimbostratus among them are also called as rain-bearing clouds. Then we have low clouds, okay, which are located from the Earth's surface to 2 kilometers above the Earth's surface. They are stratocumulus, cumulus, and stratus clouds. Finally, we have clouds of vertical extent, which are called as cumulonimbus clouds, which leads to heavy precipitation, and they are also accompanied by the thunder and lightning also. And they are mostly found in the tropical regions of the world and are associated with very heavy precipitation and cyclonic activities also. Besides this, we know that clouds are very, very significant for our land and water systems. They are based for all the precipitation and the redistribution of moisture and humidity on our planet. And it also helps in the balance of the Earth's heat budget and play a significant role in redistributing the heat also as part of the Earth's heat budget. So clouds are very, very significant part of Earth's water cycle also, which helps in the redistribution of water on our planet. So this was all about clouds. Thank you. I hope the video was informative. Thank you.